So I decided to do a screencast so that I could help you work some problems and just make sure that you have some examples and things to do this weekend's homework. So let's go ahead and start. And I know I talked about some of this with you guys yesterday, so we're kind of reviewing and just practicing new skills. So answer the following questions. 1 mole of sodium equals how many grams of sodium? 1 atom of sodium equals how many AMUs of sodium? 1 mole of sodium equals how many atoms of sodium? All right, so I need you to fill in those blanks. You should be using the periodic table. And you should be taking the decimal number off of the periodic table. I'm betting that you didn't write 602 with 21 zeros, so if you wrote 6.02 times 10 to the 23rd, that is absolutely correct. Okay, and then the new thing that we learned yesterday was that from each of these unit equalities, you're going to be able to create 2 conversion factors. So if I look at this unit equality, remember this is a unit equality. If I have that unit equality, I can write 2 conversion factors. And the conversion factors that I have are, and then notice you can abbreviate mole. I know all you're doing is dropping the E, but that's the way you abbreviate it. And then once you get one conversion factor, remember you just flip it to get the other one. So those are the 2 conversion factors that you should have. All right, let's try this one. Looks amazingly similar to the one we just did, but it is a little bit different. Okay, go ahead and write your 2 conversion factors. And that's what you should have gotten. Okay, now, you have space on your paper to do an example, so we're going to call this example A. So in the space for example A, I want you to solve this. While you're working, hit pause on this video, and then when you're finished, continue playing the video because I go over the answers. All right, but pause it now, and then you fill in those blanks, and then you come up with the 6 different conversion factors, and then hit play, and then you'll be able to check your answers. Okay, so you just need to check your answers with what I have posted. The order that you wrote them in doesn't matter. Make sure that you have 2 parts to all of your units. You need to have the numbers just like I wrote them. Oh, this one should be a 6. I don't know why I wrote a 9 there, but that should be a 6. Okay, if you're not ready or if you need to copy, then go ahead and pause this video one more time so that you can check your work. But if you're ready to move on, I'm going to go on to the next thing. So what we're going to use conversion factors for, which are those fractions that you just wrote, we're going to use them to solve dimensional analysis problems. This would be one of those problems. Greg has 25.8 grams of iron in a beaker. How many moles of iron does he have? So they give us the number of grams of something, and they want to know how many moles of something. So what you're after here, what you're trying to solve is 25.8 grams of iron equals how many moles of iron. Now I know that you've probably learned some way to do some of this stuff in math class using ratios on 2 sides of the equal sign and blah, 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 blah. But what I need you to practice using is dimensional analysis. So that's how we're going to solve this problem. So when you're solving dimensional analysis problems, here are the steps that you need to do. Step number 1, you're going to use the periodic table to find iron's molar mass, and you should be able to write 2 conversion factors based on that. When you're actually solving, you're going to write the given number first, and then you're going to use a series of conversion factors, specifically watching your units cancel until you get left with what you wanted. And then at the very end, you're going to use your calculator to multiply all the numbers in the numerator and divide by all the numbers in the denominator. Okay, so let's start this one. Greg has 25 grams of iron in a beaker. How many moles of iron does he have? So we're going to go to the periodic table and find iron. Its atomic number is 26, and its mass is 55.84. All right, so based on that, you should be able to write 2 conversion factors. Remember, 2 parts to all your units. Okay, once you have that, then you are going to write the given number. So this is the given number. So you're going to write this number first. And what you're going to do is you're going to multiply by a fraction so that the units cancel out. So in this case, I have grams of iron, and if you need to put this over a 1 so that you remember that that's kind of like a fraction, you can. So you need to put grams of iron at the bottom so that they cancel out. Okay, so then you're going to go back to this other slide here where you wrote down your conversion factors. So the one that I need has to have grams in the bottom. So the one that I need is going to be this one, because there's grams in the bottom. So I'm going to come over here. My pen keeps changing. 55.84 grams of iron is 1 mole of iron. Okay, so when you set these up, what you should be able to do is go, oh, that unit cancels that unit, because it's in the numerator of one fraction and in the denominator of another. So the units cancel. The numbers don't, but the units do. So then you plug those numbers into your calculator, 25.8 divided by 55.84, and you need 3 significant digits. So this is your answer. It says, how many moles of iron do you have? You have 0.462 moles of iron. Okay, let's try this again. Oh, that's the same problem. We don't need to work it again. Let's do a new problem. Jenny has a beaker with 78.09 grams of magnesium. How many atoms does Jenny have? Okay, so remember, step 1 is to go to the periodic table. And the number that you need off the periodic table is 24.31. Okay, and remember, that's grams of magnesium per mole of magnesium. And then from that, you come up with your conversion factors. And remember, once you come up with one, the other one is just the flip or just the reciprocal of the other one. So it's easy to find. Okay. Step 3 is start with your given number, which is right here. And you're going to multiply out. And again, remember, if you need to put that over 1 so that you remember that it's part of, it's like a fraction, that's fine. Okay, and so here are the units that I have. I have grams of magnesium on the top of this fraction, so they need to go in the bottom. I need to pick up the pen here. In the bottom of this fraction. So then I go and look at my 2 choices that I have. I can either use this one or I can use this one. And I totally choose based on units. I need grams in the bottom, so I need to use this one. I look at my units and they should cancel out. Grams of magnesium, grams of magnesium. If they do not cancel out, you have done something wrong and you need to go back and look at what you're doing because it's not going to come out right. All right, so you plug 78.09 divided by 24.31 and you get 3.212 moles of magnesium. Again, 2 parts to your units. There's my answer. All right. Sue has 0.44 moles of lead. How many grams does Sue have? Okay, I'm going to tell you to pause the video here, work it on your own, and then when you think you're done, turn this back on and play, and I'll have the answers written for you. Okay, so Sue has 0.44 moles of lead. So you go to the periodic table and you find lead. Lead is number 82. So you write down 207.2 grams of lead is 1 mole of lead. From this, you can get 2 conversion factors. One is just the reciprocal of the other. And then you solve. So you write down what you started with first. What number they give you in the problem. Remember, if you want to put it over 1 so that you remember that it's a fraction, you can. All right, so this time I have moles on the top, so I need moles on the bottom so that they cancel. So that means I need to use that conversion factor. Moles wipes out. I'm left with grams of lead, which is what the problem says it wants. And then I plug into my calculator, and I need 2 sig figs. And there's my answer. Let's try one more. Charlie has 109.44 grams of aluminum. How many moles of aluminum does he have? Okay, pause this video again. When you're done, turn it on and check your work with what I'm going to do. So, you're going to look up aluminum, 26.98. And that's grams of aluminum equals 1 mole of aluminum. From that, you're going to write 2 conversion factors. Okay, then you write down the number that they give you in the problem. Okay, again, if you want to, you can put that over 1 so that you remember that's a fraction. Grams of aluminum go in the bottom. That means you have to use that conversion factor. 1 mole of aluminum, 26.98 grams of aluminum. So into your calculator, you're plugging 109.44 divided by 26.98, and you need 4 sig figs here. You need 4 sig figs, 4056 moles of aluminum, and there is a decimal point there. And then there's your answer for this one. All right. Here's your homework that you need to do. This homework is due on Monday. Due on Monday. I need you to take a picture of number 4 and number 15 and submit on eBackpack. By 8:55 on Monday. Okay, so complete all 8 problems in your workbook, use pencil, and then before Monday at 8:55 on eBackpack, take a picture of number 4, take a picture of number 15, and submit those to me just so I can see how you're doing. I'll check your books on Tuesday in class. I'll look on eBackpack for the ones that I need, and I will go over all of these problems on Tuesday. Have a great weekend, you guys. Work hard.